this is not a ghost story. Well, maybe it is. Because when you betray your best friends and let that guilt rot your soul for 20 years, you get haunted. So this is Amir's story, but also Hassan's, and also a lot of crying and kites. Assalamualaikum. Hassan and Amir were inseparable. They ran kites, read books, and share pomegranates. Hassan, the loyal Hazara servant boy, would say,
For you 1,000 times over. We were ride or die. We were worlds apart. I mean, he is rich, but look at me, not so much.
Hassan was brave, kind, and basically deserved a whole Netflix series. But did Amir deserve him? Debatable. One day, Amir won a kite fighting contest. Huge deal in Kabul. He was over the moon. And Hassan?
He's running after the last guy because apparently it was the ultimate trophy. But then something happened to me.
Something horrible happened. Hassan was attacked. And Amir saw it. But he did absolutely nothing.
I watched. I froze. And I ran away. And that moment keep on haunting me wherever I go.
Amir couldn't even look Hassan in the eye. So, he did what any emotionally constipated boy would do.
I framed him for stealing! I framed him for stealing! The watch trick? Classic betrayal, isn't it? And just like that, Amir left.
Did I cry? Maybe. Did I know he lied? Of course! But I took the blame anyway. Because loyalty was my superpower, but also my curse.
Well, Amir escaped to America and started a new life. But guilt? Oh, guilt had no visa restriction.
Hey, bestie. I followed him to California. I even sat beside him at college. And I'll always whisper to him, Do you remember Hassan? Every time he smiled.
Then, one day, ring ring, a call from Rahim Khan. He said, There's a way to be good again.
Hi, I'm Redemption. You've been ignoring me for 2 decades. Now it's time to face your fears.
So back he went, Afghanistan's orphanage, Taliban drama, like a sad action movie. He brought Sora back. They flew the kite together. And for once, Amir didn't run away.
For you 1,000 times over. He whispered to my son, My heart healed. My ghost free.
Now, I can finally rest. After years of yours whispering, even in his bathrooms.
See, I told you. All it takes is courage. And one guy.
And now I'm going to reflect on the two dominant issues from the movie. So I'm going to reflect on guilt and redemption. The issue of guilt and redemption really spoke to me. Amir's guilt over betraying Hassan reminded me how silence can sometimes be just as hurtful as actions. I've had moments where I didn't speak up for someone when I should have. And that regret stays with you. But the story also reminded me that redemption is always possible. Just like Amir, we can undo the past, but we can try to make things right. Even small steps like saying sorry or doing the right thing now can help us heal from the guilt we carry. Now, the second one, which is I'm going to reflect on social discrimination. Another issue that stood out to me was how Hassan was treated just because he was a Hazara. Despite his loyalty and kindness, people looked down on him because of his ethnicity and social status. It made me reflect on how discrimination still exists today, sometimes in subtle ways. Whether it's based on race, religion, or background, I've seen how people can be judged unfairly. This story reminded me that it's not enough to stay just neutral. We have a responsibility to treat everyone with respect and to speak up when we see injustice happening around us. That's all from me. Thank you.
Another dominant issue in the movie Kite Runner is betrayal and loyalty. In the movie, Hassan is a very loyal friend to Amir. Even though he is a servant from a different ethnic group, he stands by Amir and protects him. And one of the famous lines that he says is, "For you, 1,000 times over." But sadly, Amir doesn't treat Hassan the same way as he does towards Amir. In the movie, there was a very emotional scene where Amir saw something terrible was happening to Hassan. And instead of doing anything to help him, he runs away. And Amir suffers from guilt for many years because of this. This part of the story shows how powerful loyalty can be and how much pain can betrayal cause to someone. It also makes us think, can someone fix their past and find forgiveness? Another dominant issue that we can talk about from the movie is the impacts of war and also political changes. The story shows how Afghanistan changes over time. At first, life in Kabul was so peaceful, but then the Soviet came and invades the country, and later the Taliban takes control. Because of this, Amir and his father had to leave the country and move to America. Their lives become so different and they have to face many challenges as refugees. Meanwhile, back in Afghanistan, people were living in fear. Things got even worse when Taliban has taken control of everything. This can be seen clearly when Amir returns to Afghanistan to save Sohrab from one of the Taliban officers. This part of the movie shows how war and political changes can destroy homes, families, and even people's hopes for a better future.
So, the first dominant issues that I found in the movie The Kite Runner is identity and self-discovery. From the beginning of the movie, we can see that Amir constantly feels insecure about his true identity, especially when it comes to his father, Baba's approval. Even though he is a privileged Pashtun boy, he still feels insecure because his father, Baba, wants a strong and a brave son, while Amir is a quiet and a sensitive boy. Now, how do I relate to this dominant issue, identity and self-discovery? Is as a person that is still growing up, we tend to think that we have discovered ourselves to its full potential. But when we encounter some situation that makes us reevaluate our own beliefs, we tend to, questioning our own identity. So it's not about discovering your self identity to its potential, but it's to embrace it as time goes by. The second dominant issue that I found in the movie The Kite Runner is justice and moral responsibility. So this means that what does it mean to do the right thing? In the movie The Kite Runner, there were a lot of injustice that was portrayed in it. One of them is when Amir chose his self-protection over justice. This was when he stayed silent during Hassan's assault. The second injustice in the movie was when Baba kept major injustice secret from his own family, which is Amir. The secret was Hassan was his own son, and Hassan was also Amir's half brother. Now, both of this injustice was faced by Amir when he saved Hassan's son, which is Sorab, from Asif. Now, how do I relate to this dominant issue? As a person, we tend to do a lot of mistakes. As human being, we tend to do a lot of mistakes. Now, what shaped us is not the mistakes, but the actions that we do after we do the mistakes. For example, we apologize or we do the right thing. For example, we accidentally took a person's belonging, we return it to them. So that's how I relate to it as a person who's living in real life.
Hi everyone, I'm Ai. So, the first dominant issue that really struck me in The Kite Runner is the father-son relationship. Amir's constant struggle to gain Baba's approval reminded me of how, as a student, I sometimes feel pressured to meet my parents' expectations. There are moments when I feel that no matter how hard I try, I'm never good enough. Just like Ami, I realized that I tend to seek validation through achievements rather than an honest conversation with them. This story made me reflect on how important it is to understand that our parents have their own struggles too. It inspired me to try and talk more openly with my parents and appreciate the sacrifices they make. Another dominant issue for me is friendship and forgiveness. Amir and Hassan's friendship shows how pure loyalty can be, but also how easy it is to break someone's trust. When Amir finally seeks forgiveness, not only from Hassan's memory, but also from himself, it reminds me that true friendship needs honesty and courage. Personally, I've experienced situations where I held grudges for too long, even though my friends tried to fix things. This story taught me that forgiveness is not about forgetting the past, but about accepting the true reality and freeing ourselves from the guilt. It made me realize that I should forgive more easily and cherish real friendships before it is too late. That's all from me. Thank you.